Hello, this is Solomon Davis, Right Side Trader. Today is August 16, 2024, and this is my weekly market review, where I'm reviewing the Russell 2000, that's IWM, on a quarterly chart, monthly chart, weekly chart, and a daily chart. This is all for educational purposes only because, as we all know, trading is risky. You can lose money at trading, so please check with your financial advisor. Please check with your significant other and make sure trading is something that is suitable for you. All right, let's jump over here to these charts and see what we see. One thing I wanted to let you guys see right quick, the Russell, what is that? Is that a monthly chart, yearly chart, daily chart? What is that? That's a daily chart. The Russell seems to repeat this pattern. See how it has the same type pattern on the daily picture. Also has it down here on this monthly picture, and you're going to see it definitely. You're going to see it definitely on the quarterly picture. The weekly picture, you can see how the Russell likes going sideways and going sideways. This is the thing that I say about the Russell. You got to kind of like it's as Wally would say, the market is not random. There are patterns out there that you can catch, and if you just pay attention to what's going on. But right, let's go ahead and jump on into the market review. So let me maximize this quarterly chart and resize this and see what we see here. We're still in a green quarter. We're still trading below a yearly R1. This Russell has been having a hard time getting above that. It poked its head above that and got into the supply and got pushed right back down. Let's see if it can actually take its time and gradually get up there and eat that supply up and go higher. But right now, we definitely the Russell is doing what the Russell does, and it's sideways ranging market. But definitely do have higher lows and higher highs on it at this time. Let's go down to the monthly chart and see what we see there on the monthly chart. Zoom in a little bit here. We do have a red month at this time on the Russell. It hasn't pushed back as strong as the other indexes, as the SPY or the NASDAQ, and but we are above the 10 moving average or 9 moving average, whatever you may have on your chart. So we are technically still in a bull market. It's just that the Russell is one of those ones that's a slow mover. It's the Russell 2000, and it has a lot of small stocks in it. So these stocks they tend to give you those up and down type things, pops and all, but it's hard to get them really trending really nicely and continue on a trend, in my opinion. But let's go ahead. That's what I see here. We are bullish, technically still bullish. We are above a quarterly R1. We got back above that R1. The question is, can we get back to that R2 and maybe above that by the end of this quarter? Definitely not by the end of this month. But let's go ahead and go down to the weekly chart and see what we see there on the weekly chart. Let me zoom in here a little bit. Let's zoom back just a little bit, though. Let me go back here. You can see this is the supply here from a couple of years ago. These are years right here, year, and all that this market was fighting before. It had to beat that. Now you can see that supply came back into this market right here, and it sold off. So now we got we can see that this thing may have a hard time actually even breaking this level here this year, and I say this year, my opinion, but that's the way I see it. We are having a very strong, last couple of weeks. We did hit the bottom, bouncing off a 200. The 200 has gotten above the 50 because the way the Russell is kind of going sideways. So a higher time frame moving average is actually above our lower time frame moving average, which is kind of weird, but it happened. As you can see, it is happening, and that's why I'm saying the Russell is a different animal when it comes to trading. But based on what I'm seeing here, we are still below pivot here on this weekly chart for these monthly pivots. So us getting back, above here, by the end of the month, it's going to be a hard push, but it can happen. We got to see if we can break this pivot level, but I don't really see us breaking this high this month. Maybe next month, maybe as we get closer to election, see how things work out then for the Russell. But let's go down to the daily chart and see what we see there on the daily chart. See, this thing got all these crazy gaps. So again, the Russell is trading in these gaps right now. The Russell does have a very good chance of actually coming up here near those highs, but breaking those highs. That's why I say it's going to be a very tough road for the Russell to get to all-time highs. But I do see it moving to the upside. come the end of this week and come next week. Next week it will be opening above pivot, which is a good thing. But actually seeing it getting above, a 220 level, an R2 level, with all this supply over here, and plus having our pivot there too, it's going to be very difficult for, in my opinion, to see it going that high. And that's what I see here on the Russell. And that's all I really want to share at this time. This is Solomon, Right Side Trader. Hope you guys had a great week. Hope you guys have a great weekend. And I'll talk to you next week. Have a good one. Bye.